Welcome back to ADHD Whiskey. My name is Matt, and today we are doing something on this channel that we've never ever did before. Today, we are actually reviewing a bottle of Booker's. Today's review is Booker's Batch 2020-104, the No Strangers batch. Like typical, this Booker's bugger comes in a box. It comes in a wooden box with a plexiglass cover. America. 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 At the beginning of January 2022, this is the newest release of Booker's. It's got the waxy deal, it's got the ribbons, it's got the tag. The No Strangers batch 2020-104, 62.2% alcohol by volume, 124.4 proof. This son of a batch is 6 years, 6 months, and 12 days old. Aged for 6.5 years. Let's pour ourselves a little Samsky. America. The last bottle of Booker's I bought was 2019-03 Country Ham. But for some reason, I never got around to reviewing that bottle. I think I just drank it. At the time in 2019, Booker's was $79.99 in Michigan, where I lived. After sucking that bottle down, I told myself that I thought Booker's was pretty overpriced for the quality of bourbon inside the bottle. I just couldn't really justify it at $80. And then something happened. The minimum shelf price in Michigan jumped up $20 to $99.99. And guess what happened then? I swore off Booker's forever. Forever. And that forever lasted 2 years. I've had a couple pours out of this bottle already. Not recently though, a couple weeks back. Now that it's got some air, I say it's time to really get critical about it. So if your bitch ass is ready, then my bitch ass is ready. Now let's get down and dirty into Booker's No Strangers batch. This batch celebrates the genuine social nature of my dad, Booker No, and the way he could turn a stranger into a friend for life in no time. Take for example when Dad took a liking to the products that a salesman was selling. He would call out to Mom and say, "Set an extra plate at the table. I'm inviting the salesman to dinner." Dad taught us to treat others how we would want to be treated. A lesson our family holds true to this day. It's just the way the No's are wired. Now that we know how the No's are wired, time for me to show them how my nose is wired. Like a friggin' professional. Peanut oil. Corn syrup. Hint of cinnamon, purple grapes, little black pepper. My dad used to weather seal his boots. He used to get this stuff and he'd put it on his winter boots. And then he'd put the boots in the oven at like a couple hundred degrees for like 6 days or something. That leather boot baking in the oven with that weather seal. Get a bit of that on here. This batch is reminding me of my dad a little bit. When I first opened this, I really couldn't pick up much at all other than the peanut oil. But I gotta say, after a little bit of air, to be totally fair, much happier now than I was before. The nose is very Jim Beam. It's very nutty. It's very Booker's. It's not really dumping a bunch of ethanol into my face, which is nice. It's actually quite pleasant to stuff my whole face into. As they say, the nose of the bourbon is only part of the story they telly. So let's pour this Booker's into Matt Porter's belly. Down the hatch. Charlie Brown, that's a peanut. Wow. Good grievous. First sip is first team all nuttiness. It has the viscosity of peanut oil. It has the taste of peanut oil, but it packs a punch that peanut oil would never produce, because peanut oil isn't filled with 60% alcohol. First sip was good. Maybe I'm in a nutty mood tonight. Maybe I'm in a nutty mood. Maybe I'm in a nutty mood. The nose and the palate are what some people would consider to be a perfect match. The nose is like a gear, and the palate is like another gear, and they connect because this tastes exactly like it smells. Second sip is providing maybe like one of those Mary Jane Halloween peanut butter candies. A tinge of tobacco, heavy peanut oil, little bit of peanut sugar Halloween candy, and maybe like a minuscule amount of like smoke on the back end. Like a little tiny bit of smoke. It's high proof, it's ethanol forward, it's peanutty and sweet, but it's not complex. This is a straight line right down the middle of a drag strip. Jeep Trackhawk, boop, 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 bing, wee, straight down the drag strip. No turning, no looking back. It's just a heavy tarred peanut strip from the front to the back with a little bit of tire smoke in the residuals. Here's the deal. It's not complex. It doesn't taste young, but it certainly doesn't taste old. This tastes more young than old. You get more corn than oak. If you love the Jim Beam flavor profile, if you're a Booker's fan, I would think that this is probably a good batch. This whiskey will probably make you happy if you're in the mood for a high-proofed nutty bugger. But, I gotta say it, it's 6.5 years old and $100. That, my friend, is what we like to call too much money. A little bit too much money. How about we don't charge $100 for it? How about we charge like maybe not that? The cost of putting this together in the box and the wax and the whatever is probably a little bit more expensive than other bottles, but this should be priced more in line with an Elijah Craig Barrel Proof or less, because this bourbon in this batch is half the age of an Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, which retails for $30 less. I haven't bought a bottle of Booker's in 2 years because the quality of the bourbon inside the bottle does not match the price tag. In all of these reviews, when I'm scoring a whiskey, I never take into account the price or the availability. I'm simply scoring what I'm tasting in the glass. Tonight, I'm actually in a bit of a nutty mood, so the nuttiness on this bourbon isn't displeasing at all. It's actually quite enjoyable. But the nuttiness is the only thing that's really jumping out of this glass. Just like a lot of Booker's, there's not a lot of nuance, not a lot of complexity. Booker's 2021-04 receives a score from me tonight of 7.3. 7.3. Booker's No Strangers Batch 2021-04. It's a good, solid barrel strength bourbon. The value of the bourbon you get for the price is unfortunately low. I'll take delectable over collectible any day. And Booker's, unfortunately, is collectible, but not delectable. Whatever. My name is Matt. This is ADHD Whiskey. And like I always say, keep your head in the clouds, but your mind on overpaying for something once in a while. You know you don't like it, and you know it's too expensive, but you just gotta buy it. Just waste some money. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on you. So suck on that. How the turntables twisted and flip-flopped on you, son of a bitch. I have no idea. This review went better than I thought. I thought this review was going to go way worse for boogers. Whatever. New year, new me. New year, new you. And I don't even know what else to say other than I love you, and hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, leave a comment below. Do you love boogers, or are we in agreement? She's a bit overpriced for what's inside that wooden box of sadness. I don't even know. Whatever, I'm done here. We're done. Good night.